Hey guys, it's Wade here at NGM Diesel. I'm also into motocross bikes, and today we're going to do a pipe and silencer on a 2021 Yz 125. We're taking the factory one off, which I'm going to put a sound clip in later, and we're going to put a brand new Bill's Works pipe and silencer on here and let you hear that as well, let you see what it takes to get it done. It's not going to be that long. Tools you're going to need: 8mm, 10mm, a 9mm, the only wrench and toolbox you'll never need, you need on this one, and something to pull the springs off with. So let's get started. First thing you're going to want to do is take the seat off so you can have access to the side shroud. I like to store my wrenches that I'm using, T-handle especially right there. This is where your 9mm goes. The bottom bolt, the other side's a nut, and it's 9mm. Okay, it's not a nut, but it is 9mm. Thumbs up. I just gave it a quick look. We just ran this. Pipe's a little, silencer's a little warm, but it came right off. What's that, 1 minute? So, I guess we can put the silencer on here. Look at this. Craftsmanship, quality, looks absolutely amazing. Stainless steel and aluminum body. Looks real nice. Pop the grommet off. It's got a bushing that goes through. Just pull that guy out there and try to fold this in. And push that bushing through, just like that. Move your hand so you don't end up getting cut. Couple different spots there. Help it move right on out. There we go. All right, this will go in the new one. Same deal. Probably could take some WD-40 and spray it on there, which I'll probably do if it doesn't go in easy. This is literally unscripted, so we'll just see how it goes. Yeah, a little WD-40. So I just lubed it up with some WD-40. See how it goes in. It's probably the hardest part of the entire process. Everything else is super easy. Bigger screwdriver here. Try to just push that in. There you go. So that's what you want to do. Let's see here. I guess this is going to go like that. Alright, now this is ready to install. So, I'm putting it on the stock pipe just to show that it does fit the stock pipe, which it does. And it is only half a bolt from actually fitting without adjusting this. So if you look right here, you would just loosen this, loosen that, and then you would loosen this and loosen that, and that'll give you room for that silencer to get bolted up. I'm going to loosen it up real quick and show you. So you just loosen that guy up there, loosen that right there, loosen that, and loosen that. And if you look right here, this should give you enough room to move this thing and get a bolt in it. And looks like it'll be very close if I push this thing out. Yep, I can make that work. So it will work with the factory pipe, you just have to loosen your bolts up. But since I don't really care about the factory pipe at this point, I'm putting the bills on. We're going to go ahead and put the bills on. Alright, so last thing you got to do here is pull these two springs that are on the front. Come around here, Nate. See, there's a spring here and a spring here. They do make a spring puller tool, which is really nice, but you can also get it out with a pair of pliers. Try this side first. Now they do have a lot of tension on them, so you want to be careful not to hurt yourself when you do it. All right, so they're loose. This pipe's just warm enough where I can take it off. All right. Pull this off for visual purposes. Over. Alright, so it looks like we got some O-rings in here. Got to pop the O-ring out, pop this off, put it on the new pipe, and then it'll be ready to bolt on. Yeah, so there's two O-rings on the inside. So basically you just need a hook tool. Oh, look at that smoking. You can tell I literally just ran that thing. Can you see it in the video? That's pretty cool. Yes, I have feeling in my hands for those of you that are wondering. There's one O-ring. So those are the two O-rings that come in or come out and go into that one. This should just slide right off. Clean these guys up, make sure there's no dirt or anything on them. I would normally put brand new O-rings on this, but this bike has like 6 hours on it, so probably not a necessity. Alright, so that's one. Can you still see? So I can see. Now this O-ring being an inside fit O-ring doesn't exactly go in there like a normal O-ring, so you may have to finagle it a little bit. There we go. Alright, so I got the bottom one in. Take your finger, roll it around, make sure it's seated properly. And this one here we're going to clean as well. It's got dirt on it, so I may actually, yeah, I'm going to clean this with parts washer real quick. One thing you don't want to do with O-rings is use contact cleaner. They will shrink and or stretch the O-ring depending on the material. Parts washer fluid that I have doesn't affect the O-rings. Alright, so now we've got the last one. Use the hook tool to straighten up this O-ring a little bit. Looks like it's close. Alright, so everything's good to go there. Make sure there's no debris in there at all. And I'm going to take a little bit of dielectric grease, or you could probably use some engine oil. Just lube that up and then wipe where it goes on. Make sure that it's got a nice surface to go on. So as you can see, I just squirted a little bit of motor oil in there. Nothing too crazy. Just gonna wipe right around there. Make sure it's got enough lube to slide around and keep from rolling the O-ring. That's really all you want. Alright. And be careful about setting this down. You throw it down, it will bend up and thin it up. Now I'm gonna wipe this collar here. Make sure there's no dirt, nothing on that. And on these springs, there's two different ways you can put them on. You can put it on this way or this way. The problem is, if you put it like this, that's the wrong way. This is the right way. That allows it to hang, and then you can grab this and turn it the direction it needs to go to hit that the pipe correctly. So make sure you put your springs on correct. All right, time for this bad boy to go on. You excited, Nate?
Yeah, it's got a good view of it.
Yeah? What do you think of that? Made in the USA. To some people, don't mean anything, but to us, it does. All right, so you basically just want to get the back end in there, and then you want to get the front end kind of lined up right here. Now the springs are gonna be in the way just a little bit, especially this outside one. So just kind of maneuver that out of the way. And then you're gonna twist and pull. Twist and push, sorry. Until it goes on. Alright. That should be pretty close. Alright, so next thing you want to do is put the springs back on. That way it holds it in place. Now that you have tension on that, you should be able to also give this a nice little couple twists to make sure it's aligned right where it wants to be. And it seems like it's lined up pretty good. All right. So first things first, you want to go to the first mount. Just put your bolt in. Get it started. All right, so that's in there. And your second bolt, you might have to maneuver this rear part somewhat just to get it to align. And it looks like right there is where it's going to want to be. So put your bolt in, since it's kind of a blind hole, and then work this pipe till it goes into place, which is what I just did. I'm going to thread it in a little bit. Let's see. Okay, I got to go a little deeper. Neat. Yeah, that should be good. There you go. So pull the pipe to you, so that way you can see the bolt pushed out a little bit, knowing you have room to thread it in. And then try to thread it in. I know it looks kind of goofy, but there you go. Once you get it started, you can stop. So you want to leave it a little bit loose so you can get the silencer on and maneuver that guy. All right, let me get my little rubber slide here. Okay, this needs to be cleaned. It's a little dirty. And wipe the dirt out of it. Because when you have a really rich mixture or goop coming out of the exhaust, this sealing up well keeps all that from dripping all over your leg and down the side of the frame. So it being clean and in good condition is a good thing. Alright, so we are in business. Now you'll notice there's two different sides to this. There's a small side and a big side. Okay, so the big side's going to go towards the pipe. Just roll that guy on there and just even it up with the end of the pipe there. And then slide this guy in between there like that. There you go. All right, man, that fits perfect. So once you get the silencer on there and everything's kind of happy where it's sitting at, make sure that you wiggle the pipe and kind of get it to where it feels solid and comfortable. And then you can snug it down. Starting with the silencer. You don't want to tighten the pipe till the silencer's tight, because you want the pipe to fit up tight against the silencer. When you put it on, get tight and just give it like a quarter turn. Just enough to compress that washer and keep it from moving. That looks pretty good there. All right, so now we can come on over here so I can show them what to tighten up first. All right, now on this, first thing you want to tighten up is the bolt going to the pipe. And then you want to tighten your mount bolt. Okay? And when you go to tighten those, just past snug, should be plenty. Like that. All right. So other than the panels, we are done. That was the quickest pipe and silencer replacement ever, huh, Nate?
Yes, sir.
Now, I have not jetted this for the pipe and silencer. I have no idea how it's going to work, but we're going to find out. So obviously we have one extra bolt, and that's because the stock silencer had 2 bolts holding it in place. So we lost a couple ounces of weight. That's always a good thing.
More power, baby.
More power, less weight. Power to weight ratio, that's what matters in every type of racing. And seat bolt, same thing. Make it snug and then just give it a little tweak. You don't want it too tight, you'll pull the threads and all that type stuff. All right, so next is the sound clip.